Hi, my name's Nancy Henkel, and I get to share a little bit today about how God has been refreshing me lately. Refresh means to have regained strength or energy. And when I was thinking about this, I thought about things where I feel refreshed, like a walk with a friend or a great conversation or doing meaningful work or serving. But as I kept thinking about it, I thought the way that God has really been refreshing me the most or the deepest level is his invitation to surrender. So I know that that's the way I'm supposed to live, but I also know that my propensity is to hold things on my own shoulders, to try to figure things out, basically to try to control things. I kind of like control. But I know that living that way doesn't lead to being refreshed. And God is so loving. As I'm reflecting on just the last, few weeks, there's four things that have really come up where I feel like God is laying that foundation to say, just continue to trust and surrender. One is time in his word. And there was a week particularly where in one day, Psalm 46:1, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in times of trouble, 3 times. I read it. It was in a devotional, and I think it was the NIV verse of the day on my inbox. Every single day that week, something about God being my refuge, him caring for me, him fighting my battles. Even a random verse in Nahum talked about him being a refuge and caring for me, clearly laying that reminder and invitation to trust. Another is, I'm reading this incredible book called Knowledge of the Holy by Tozer, and it's about the attributes of God. One of the attributes is his omniscience. And in that, Tozer was reasoning through God knows everything, and he chose us. Therefore, there's nothing that we're going to do or say or someone's going to say about us or anything that's going to surprise him. He utterly knows me, and he's chosen me. He's the safest relationship I have. And that's such an invitation to be real and to not worry about how I'll be perceived or if I'll be understood, because he knows. He already knows me fully, and he chooses me. And that really leads into prayer. I had such a rich experience a couple weeks ago with a friend that she invited me to pray together, and we had a mutual burden, and we spent a long time just laying out our burdens before the Lord. And driving home after that, I really became aware that I was so incredibly relaxed. If you look at Psalm 131, it describes a child sitting on its parent's lap, just totally at peace. And that's the way I felt. I feel like everything had just been laid before our Father, and it was in his hands, and I didn't need to worry about it. And I think the last way he's been just really encouraging me in that surrender and trust is teaching me what it means to set my mind and heart on things above. And he gave me a really specific picture of that. Our son Brett got engaged recently, and every day since he's been engaged, he says, "Hey Whitney," "Yes Brett," "We're gonna get married." And then they kind of look at each other goofy, and there's just this anticipation. And Greg did a sermon about the 10 virgins, the parable of 10 virgins, and anticipating Christ's return. And I just started thinking, if I spent every day saying, "Jesus, you're coming back for me. Like, this is for real. You are preparing a place for me. And all the things that are good right now, like, that's what I'm most anticipating and looking forward to." There's just a hope no matter what's going on. In Jeremiah 31:25, God says, "I will refresh the weary and satisfy the faint." Our Father has been reminding me to surrender the worries of my heart, the things in my family that are rapidly changing, my husband's illness, just the worries of life every day, because he's my refuge, because I am known and loved, because I can pour out my heart to him, and no matter what, there's hope. And I think that this is a piece of Jesus' invitation when he says, take my yoke upon you. Like, let him lead, let him direct, do things his way, and I will give you rest for your soul. Thank you.